The recent prophecy of the real cause of global financial collapse. The financial collapse of all nations in the world except Philippines is unstoppable, as this was prophesied by our supreme founder of the kingdom of God, His Majesty Supreme King Philemon, or REAMBONANZA. This great problem has just begun after U.S. economy was falling down. Next countries that had been in financial collapse were Greece and China. My divine mentor, Supreme King Philemon or REAMBONANZA, prophesied that United Kingdom, especially England, will soon collapse as the ultimate sign for the rest of the nations in the entire world to suffer financial collapse that will ever happen in the history of the global financial system. This will soon materialize because it is a punishment from God after the meeting of all the leaders of the world who conspired in hindering the funds that supposedly been given to the people of the Philippine Islands in 2006 after the said funds had matured in 2005. These huge funds are coming from the infinite divine wealth, which is owned by Dr. Jose P. Rizal in the person of Father Jose Antonio Diaz, aka Severino Garcia Santa Romana, and is entrusted to his legal counsel, Ferdinand E. Marcos, through deed of assignment for the people of the Philippine Islands. Dr. Jose P. Rizal is a divine man, for he is the 27th human flesh of the Spirit of God from the time Christ ascended into heaven in the year 2980. Every after 70 years, the Spirit of Christ entered in a chosen human flesh for a sacred purpose, and Dr. Jose P. Rizal was sent for the people of the Philippine Islands who had become free from the yoke of bondage. He prepared this infinite divine wealth for a divine government of God or the kingdom of God for the entire world, but shall begin in the Philippines, being the chosen nation of Christ. So this wealth must not be touched by any country, group, organization, or any individual except the authorized person or individuals who had been a legitimate signatory for safekeeping of the said wealth in a specified span of time in behalf of the true owner, who is Dr. Jose P. Rizal. But when Rizal in another human flesh would come out 70 years from 1861, so in 1931, the year of birth of an inborn Rizal, this divine person had in him the Spirit of God, would be a true heir, successor, and the new owner of the infinite divine wealth that was deposited in all banking institutions worldwide secretly for the kingdom of God in the New Jerusalem. As soon as these funds will be released, this will be used for the humanitarian and national economic development projects of the Philippines and in every country in the whole world. The only one who can do all of these divine plans for the entire earth is the one who made the prophecy that all nations will suffer financial collapse. But in 2006, the world leaders who are members of the Committee of 300 held a confidential meeting in Bonn, Germany, dated September 1, 2006, with its primary purpose to have the Filipino people's money to be owned by them. In that meeting, they called the Filipinos as dirty and sick-minded people, and they wished the Filipino people to die. Aside from this undesirable act, the Committee of 300, chaired by Queen Alexandra Elizabeth Mary Windsor II of England, together with the presidents worldwide, conducted a meeting in secret consecrated camp, Geneva, Switzerland, dated June 2, 1992, and their subject agreement of refusal to give to be matured funds of the Filipino people. In that meeting, the global leaders admitted that the global accounts belonged and owned by the people of the Philippine Islands, but they denied it. Since the Committee of 300 and the global leaders through the World Bank Group and the United Nations had obstructed and refused the funds to be released for the Filipino people, thus punishment from God to the global leaders has come as the global financial collapse. And only the chosen one in the Philippines can solve this horrible problem that will shock the world in tremble. The Committee of 300 is now waiting for punishment because they currently make a certificate of absolute termination against the entire people of the Philippines as honors of the divine wealth, dated 21st of April 2015, via teleconference of the Committee of 300. Let all men know that the people of the Philippine Islands are the owners of the infinite divine wealth. Though we Filipinos are now experiencing a temporary poverty because of the Committee of 300 who obstructed our wealth, we must not lose our hope, for greatness and glory will come upon us. For God, who was once in Jerusalem, is now with us here in the Philippines, where the kingdom of God in the New Jerusalem is located.